Okay, shall we start? Sure. As soon as Ed gets back.
Got it.
Let's start with the pledge. Pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I guess the first order of business is, shall we approve the minutes from last month? Any questions? Any comments? No discussion. So we hear a motion to approve the minutes? Ed? All opposed? All in favor?
No opposed.
Gets to me, the opposed. Okay, we'll start with the President's report. I've just got a couple things to bring up. The community room issue. Last time we talked about using our community rooms for Tai Chi. We had a big discussion about how we were going to deal with that. And after that, Elena got inundated with comments from all different board members about what we should do, what we shouldn't do, how we should handle the community room. So I decided to drop it right in the committee, let the committees hash it out. So it's going to be in the policy committee, but I want to mention to John that it's a very important part of building and grounds, so he needs to coordinate with Ed Fleming. Because if we start...
You're not on that committee.
You said that to me the other day. I thought
I'm sorry,
that's it.
no.
So any questions about that?
Do you want to be?
Hello?
So we haven't decided anything?
No, well, we've decided that the Tai Chi people could use it, as long as they didn't collect money.
I had insurance.
And they had insurance. But that evolved, that whole issue evolved into a lot of people had a lot of opinions about how we should deal with our community rooms. So, in view of that, Elena was getting inundated with emails and questions and suggestions, so we decided to dump it into the policy committee so they could do it properly, and I want policies to coordinate with building and grounds because it's their fiscal rules are going to deal with.
Yeah, you know, John, the issue is solved with Tai Chi, so then we got time to take a look at it. You know what I mean? The immediate issue is solved.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nobody waiting in the wings for a decision right now.
Right.
Okay, then there's the Mid-York seminar. Did everybody get my email about the Mid-York seminar? Have they, has each of you talked to Elena and signed
I
up?
have few requests. I think it's John Klein, it's Ed Whiter, it's Janet Hoover, myself. I will be unable to attend lunch at 5, but I will attend training at 6. So what else?
Are you gonna let Mid-York know how many people we have coming?
They know already. I will
better add me to that
directors
list.
meeting, and
Add me to your list if I'm not on it.
okay. Okay, you choose. So how many?
Let's say how many, who's not
listen,
coming?
I remember I put you, so let me write down Mary, Jim, Jay, Les, Ed,
It's a Tuesday,
Ed, you, another Ed, Heather,
Kevin, no, for this Monday.
Kevin.
No.
He's a no.
Kevin is no.
Kevin, no, okay,
If
no.
it's Tuesday, no.
I got you, Janet. I got you. Okay, so I will
Oh, this is
contact
like
Mid-York tomorrow and let them know. So lunch is at 5 and training itself at 6. I will arrive at 6, quarter to 6.
Elena, that's the 25th or the 26th?
It is the 26th.
It's okay.
Wednesday, yes.
Okay, it is the 20th. I thought it was 24th.
Are we all going down in separate cars, or we?
Everybody take care of their own stuff.
Elena, take me off the list, please.
What's up?
I can't make it. You got
Okay.
a religious education board meeting.
Okay, so
And Eddie's open house.
if you need a ride, let us know.
Oh, I don't
I
know.
will be in community meeting at 4, but I will,
Well, Miss York is on a Lincoln Ave.
yes,
Right.
1600 Lincoln
You gotta
Avenue.
bring in
Okay.
everybody.
All right, so you're gonna let Ms. York know how many are coming.
Mhm.
Are there any other questions about the seminar, training, dinner, whatever? Wanna go? Okay, it came to my attention a little while ago that some of the trustees that are assigned to committees have not been making the meetings. And if you can't fulfill the commitment, then let me know and I'll adjust the trustees on the committee. These guys, these chairmen, they spend a lot of time and effort putting this work together, and to not come to their meetings, does all of us a disservice. So, the committees is where the real work is accomplished, and we need to, everybody step up to their committee assignment. So if you can't do the committee assignment, please tell me after the meeting, so that I can get somebody else to take your place. Otherwise, I'd like to see a little better attendance. I know Ed has quite a few meetings, and,
I have one a month, and typically, you know, the guys that can't make it, let me know. But it has been disappointing in a couple of ways. You know, no phone call, no nothing, that's not right.
well, I'm not even going to get into that, but I'm more concerned about the fact that people are not stepping up and doing their committee assignments. So, if you can't do it, and you have a reason for not doing it, please let me know so that I can put somebody else in your place, okay? Anybody have any questions about that? Yes?
Is there any chance, and I'm sorry, I'm not a chair other than the legislative, that we could, if you're gonna chair and have a meeting, even if it's just 3 lines, whatever the agenda for that meeting is, I think would be a good thing to have for the committee chairs. And the only reason I say that is everybody's busy, everybody has difficult schedules, and I'm gonna personally say that if I do have a conflict, if I feel like the agenda is to a point where the chairs, really, want some decision-making, then I might change my work schedule, personal schedule, to make sure that I was attending that. Is that something that
No,
makes sense?
It makes perfect sense, and it gives you a chance to prepare too.
That's what I'm saying too, yeah.
Yeah.
So even if it's
Well,
just a quick
think
agenda.
That's fine. It's up to the committee chairman how they handle this.
Okay,
But I think that, at the very least, you should tell me if you're not coming.
oh, agreed, agreed.
Or at least, and I'd rather you call the chairman and talk to him so you could find out where they are, what they're doing, and what your not coming is gonna do to them.
If we had an agenda, we'd be
Okay,
able to answer that.
fair enough, but I just think it needs to be shaped up. It's getting a little loose, and,
Agreed.
Ed's committees are doing a lot of work. They're doing, and so is John. Everybody, these committees are doing a lot of work, and we need everybody to step up and help them out, okay? The library audit, there's gonna be an audit of the library starting the 24th of March. And the representatives for the audit are myself, Ed Flemma, and Elena.
Right.
And we'll let you know how that goes.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Good moving.
Okay, I don't believe we need an executive session unless there's something that somebody needs to talk about personnel-wise. Elena, would you like to give us your report, please?
Absolutely. Why not? So, we have a lot of things, a lot of good program going on in our library. You can read. Most popular here is computers, and we will have more computers program soon. Next Monday, March 24, I have a meeting, 2 meetings, and MVCC, and in IT. I file in paperwork, and I bring student here two students, they will work under my supervision on improving our website. Again, it's starting next Monday, 24th. Another things, next Wednesday, and probably Jim Dianufri will be in the library to cut a red ribbon.
Who will be there?
Jim.
Ah, Jimmy.
Probably,
Okay,
not
good.
100% sure, but probably to cut this. So we have a huge event, our dial event, our children's technology arrive. Mid-York coming here this Friday and next Tuesday. They will start the implementation of crayon kiosk, of 2 self-check-out machines and 3 new touch-screen children's computers. So everybody very excited. With this in mind, I putting stuff together right after summer reading is over. We need to start with our collection. A lot of materials, especially IV, not in good shape, and we need to take care. So we have few more computer training coming on from Mid-York and from businesses, though free of charge. We have community events. One, you know already, it's in collaboration with First Baptist Church in New Hartford and Food One of Utica. We're doing food drive March month. It was the cereals for April as a canned fruits. We also will have starting April pet food drive. So it's very exciting. Another thing I would like to ask for your approval, for your suggestions. 2 weeks ago, I meet with Sharon Gruber. She's executive for re-entry program for American Council. And I'm thinking, I need to know your opinion, if it's be reasonable to start a re-entry program in the library, to using our space and our computer specialists, our staff, to help them, these people, turn their life around. I'm thinking about helping with resume, helping with cover letter, job interview skills, and especially info request. You know, it's some pluses, some minuses. Plus, it's we're helping others. And when I come to another county and will ask for more funds, I have something in my hands here what we're doing for community. Manus, you all know it's very special population, so we need to decide here, yes or no. We have annual meeting, an election of officer for friends, chocolate lovers, bake sale, dual raffle, and incoming test of Russia event. We also have a lot of exciting project coming soon. I'm going to meet with local school principal, and starting April 15, it will be a lot of new programs with collaboration with local schools. I thought we will be able to start it early, but weather was really bad, so we postponed start time for April 15. On April 10, we will have our volunteers appreciation day in the library, and also April is a National Poetry Month, so we have Girl Scout and Boy Scout doing more sing poetry slam in the library. It's been a lot of fun. Unfortunately, teens and twins and young adults was kind of undertreated previously, and I would like to pay more attention. About our meeting room usage, your report is attached. Today I was in meeting with mid-yacht hall directors, and it was a situation when we discuss kind of to charge or not to charge. This is a question. What I find out, most libraries, including Utica and many others, from non-resident for profit, charging 10%. But it's not mandatory. We need to decide how we would like to proceed in our library. Another fun program incoming is Pisanka. It's art of recreating and painting Easter egg. A lot of fun. We have two of this program, Sunday, March 30th, and Sunday, April 6th. We have a lot of learning program as well. Chinese language, and starting April 22nd, in collaboration with Historical Society, we have this learning program. On March 22nd will be the first one, genealogy program. We have already full room, a lot of people registered and interesting, and we'll do it twice a month. And for kids, we have new program, very exciting. There is Mike in Sarah with his gun and handicap, come to the library, sit and read for the kids. It was a lot of fun for kids, for parents. And we're thinking about special programs here in the library. Friday or Saturday, our goal here is to bring whole family together at the New Hartford Library. Here is very much it. If you have any questions.
Geez, not very much.
No?
I have a couple of questions.
Go ahead.
You're talking about this rehab program.
Yes.
I'd like to know who it is and where they're from and.
The Alcoholics Anonymous?
If you,
I don't
no,
know.
not alcoholic, it is ex-cons, it is ex-inmates who now on parole, on probation. Some of them, but some of them would like to turn their life, you know, to.
I don't doubt that.
Round.
I'm just wondering if the New Hartford Public Library wants to help them turn their life.
Which prison are they coming from?
It's not from prison, it's from Oneida
Oneida County
Council.
Jail?
No, it's from,
Are they
jail
on
is over,
probation?
prison is
Oh, they're on
over.
probation.
Someone,
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a feel for what they were in for.
It says in here
They
they come from the
try-
workforce.
yes,
United
they
Kingdom.
kind of done with
What is that?
probation, parole, they trying to turn their life
Around.
find a job, get grant or scholarship for education, kind of
No,
leave this
that part
money.
I understand, but
Yeah.
say if you were in Martin Psychiatric and you got out, would you be eligible for this program?
I need to think about this. My answer is, I don't know, maybe, yet. Let me
Those
call
are
this
pretty
lady
bad
and
guys.
find this out.
I've
The
got a
state
little
already
experience.
does this. The state already does this. You go down the second floor of the state building. When I was unemployed 2 years ago, the workforce development was already doing that. They were teaching them computer skills, they were teaching them resume writing, they were doing it on a regular basis as part of their reentry
Well,
plan.
based on what I've heard, I'm not comfortable with it at all.
Okay, so it's be done.
Well, no, I'm not the only one. There's 10 more people.
Well, I've had a little experience with our church with this, you know, that they came in and did painting, help not-for-profits so that they get a little fulfillment in their lives and get back on track. And they, in my experience, because I was there, one of the monitors when they were doing it, just wonderful people, just trying to get themselves back into jobs and working hard. And But I think they're screened carefully
Yes.
by the county and by the state. They're screened carefully. Elaine can get more information to make you feel a little more comfortable.
It's up to you, yes,
Well,
because we have this
this
platform.
certainly is a
money.
democracy, I just need to understand it better. I'm not sure why New Hartford, I'm not sure,
They
why
like-
not the county, why not?
I have a question.
They told me, I have an answer.
Go ahead,
Just
give
a
me the
second. The answer was, they don't like Utica. They like New Hartford. Utica is too crowded, New Hartford more as a home, that's what I told, more pleasant environment.
There you go.
You know, they kind of, I have been told that they like to turn their life around. They need some help as a good Samaritan. It's up to us if we give this help to,
Elena,
yes,
Do all the other libraries do it?
not everybody, I think 3 of them from Medjugorje, but not everybody.
Elena, do they come on their own, or are they escorted by a leader or a group?
Oh my God, they not escorted by correctional officer, by leader, no. They arriving on the bus stop right in front of library.
On their own initiative?
Yes. It's up to us.
Elaine, if you had to teach them in, like, say, the Coruscanti room or something,
Why not? I'm not afraid, I used to
I
work.
know. But then, would it require any more vigilance on the part of staff after the meeting was over? Like,
I don't
just
think
so something didn't walk out of the library that shouldn't?
Okay, and
I just want to tie in what
Uh-huh.
Heather said is absolutely on point. So what we're trying to do here is that we're trying to reinvent the wheel.
Uh-huh.
And the ball has already been set in motion. There really shouldn't be any concern on our part. I would caution the board insofar as there's laws in the state of New York that protect these people, basically giving them a second chance. Any form of discrimination, or it's perceived, because I just read a case in the newspaper about 3 days ago, and they have a right, these people on probation, they have a right to develop their skills, but as Heather said, that these people have been involved in a program, state-funded, state-run,
Yes.
and they are this organization are trying to put them back in the community. They're not what they call high risk. These people are, I don't like to use the word certified, but there's a better word, I just can't think of it, that there has been a lot of coordination done. And I think it's to our benefit that, and in fact, I like what you said, Elena, the fact that they picked New Hartford because of, I'm not trying to, say that we're better than it, that's not the point, it's that they feel more comfortable.
Right.
And I think if they were high risk, the state wouldn't even let them out. And these people, I think we should give them the same latitude, the same opportunity that we would anyone else. So I would ask the board to exercise caution, be careful how we address this situation because of existing laws on the book that even protect someone who is.
well, frankly, it's really up to us to decide if we want to do the program, just like it was any other program.
That may be true, Jay, but it's perception by the fact that we've already introduced them into the community. We would be hard pressed as a board to say, we don't want you because of your past.
Well, we haven't
No,
introduced
my
them.
only argument
We haven't said yes or no yet.
would be uninterested because they're not from our community. This is our community library. We get into a lot of discussion about how come people from Herkimer County are coming here, how come people from Utica come here. Sometimes there's discussions about that, and now we're inviting people from
Well, no,
outside the
the
community.
distinction there, I think, Jay, is that these are, correct me if I'm hearing something wrong, these are volunteers, aren't they not?
Yes.
The groups that come in here are using the library for purposes where the local taxpayers are subsidizing. I know what you're talking about, like the group from Little Falls or
Yeah.
something, Mahjong and all
Right.
that. These people are actually doing a benefit to the library, correct me if I'm wrong, are they're working in the library doing
Volunteers.
something?
Volunteer.
They working on their resume, they help us to clean and everything.
Oh, there you
and
go, okay.
We help them with resume, with cover letter, they need to start their life from scratch.
Yeah.
In past, they make some stupid choices.
You have talked to these people and you're comfortable, right?
I used to work, I supervise
Are you
three
comfortable?
libraries.
Yeah, okay, all right, so you feel good about it.
I can
Yes.
tell you that,
I comfortable myself, I cannot tell for whole staff, it's hard, you know, to tell for everybody else, but myself, I feel very much comfortable.
Well, Elena, I have a question. Oh, that's fine, but when one comes in on a certain day,
Yes,
he or she would be assigned to one of the staff members to help them? Do they get guidance on the job?
some, usually I will do it myself to
For
help
yourself.
them and supervise because I feel comfortable. But I need to speak with staff the first because a lot of prejudice, a lot of, you know, not everybody may
Well,
feel the
that goes
same
back to what
well.
Ed said. We
Well,
gotta-
Comfortable, yes.
I didn't even mean that.
The reason is,
But it's a
if you
good point.
wanted to, or
No,
not,
no,
it's
I'd be out-
up to you to decide.
I'm beyond that.
Yes.
But when they come into the library, what kind of work do you think you can put them into doing?
I can put him to clean. We recently lost one of our cleaners.
Right, we did.
He was through program called Pathway, you know, and he gets sick, then he finds
Right.
another job. I am calling to this organization.
Okay.
They keep promising to replace him, but nothing has done
Right,
yet.
is Any other
And they
kind of
have,
work? Any other
They
kind of
help
work?
us to clean, to straight shelf, and we help them with resume, but again, it's just an idea, it has the pluses and minuses, it's up to whole of you to decide.
No, no,
what's better than that.
I'm not being critical. What I'm trying to say is, when they come in there, will there be someone to help them get started or explain how to do a certain job?
Absolutely,
How
yes,
many
they
people
will
are
be
there?
supervised. I'm thinking 5, 10.
I gotta tell you, from my experience, the county or the state screens them, and typically, it's not someone that was in prison for a major,
I'm not against helping these
So
people,
if we
I'm just
just
more
find out-
concerned about the community
Yeah.
versus the county.
Yes.
oh, I see, okay.
My concern is, you know, why New Hartford has to do the county's job? You know, why do we have to use our
Well, we can use
resources?
volunteers, we can use,
Yeah.
it's a helpful thing to the library.
And use
Okay.
volunteers and we
But
need
that's,
more county
that's my
money.
point. That's
And
my-
it's a lever to the getting more funds.
As if we hire people from outside New Hartford,
Right.
the staff, with all of
Well, that's why I asked, because
Good point, Jan.
when we get them in, and I'm all for it, they will have something to do.
We have used people
Or-
like this before,
decide.
when we built the library, when we
Yeah,
built the
we try to
library.
supervise,
Okay.
like supervise, not.
Okay, I'm sensing some sort of a
Jane, I asked, like,
consensus here.
you know, as a board member here, you know, the board has, you know, given our director the green light, you know, it's her baby, so to speak, you know?
I agree.
And I look at it this way, the proof will be in the pudding, if Elena feels comfortable, I think we should look to her to see in a month or two, how are things going?
I have no problem with that, I just wanted to voice the things that bothered me the most.
Okay, just so that I'm clear, if they come, they won't like have scarlet letters on their lapels or anything, we won't know whether, maybe they're from Cassville.
I don't think
Or,
that's,
you know,
I don't
the
think
same
that's.
thing, they're just, everybody can come to
we've-
the library.
We've cleared that all up, these people are not criminals, or they're not,
Right.
you know, or anything like that. It's just, my issue is why New Hartford, and is it good for us or not, that's all.
But if they just walked inside.
And if our consensus is we believe it's good, or Elena believes it's good, and we trust in Elena, that's fine with
Why
me.
would have a consensus?
I thought it was a
and
new
Yes.
program. I didn't realize
I
they
think
were
we better,
the same kind of people we had used in the past. And
Yes,
that
the
provided
same,
a good free service for the library.
yes.
okay, shall we
Sure.
make a motion to support
I
Elena?
make a motion that we approve.
You don't think we need one, we just wanna tell her to go?
Thanks.
Okay, I think there's a general consensus, and we're gonna let you give it a try.
Thank you.
And
We'll try.
we hope it's a huge success.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Will they be able to, like, will Roy teach them how to use computers? They'll be able to come and attend the computer training classes too? For those who, anybody. can
Why
do that.
don't you see how it works out?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just wondering, but they can come in as individuals.
Well, listen, these people are just like everybody else. They have the same ability to use the library as anybody else. I was
I
more
can help
concerned
him,
about
and
the
first,
Yeah.
I will walk with him because I know.
Okay,
I
this
feel
one's
comfortable.
over. Let's go to the next one.
Could I just ask, and just by way of extension, because Elena's been working with me, I've been working on the technology stuff.
Okay.
the students were these the ones that we were working with from
Please
Mohawk
message.
Valley or from SUNY IT? Mohawk
Valley
Valley,
for sure
okay.
to confirm.
Good.
SUNY IT, one other question, I have meetings Monday,
Okay.
complete all the paperwork, they all,
Right.
we don't need to pay
Right,
them.
so that's something that we've been working under that,
Right.
concept,
Mhm.
but just by way of extension.
Yes,
Speaking of computers, you're going to introduce, do we have the new computers yet for the children's section?
it's coming soon, next week, and we already ordered this from Speedy Award, this small, sign in loving memory of.
Are you going to have an announcement of that and tell people in the community that we have?
Absolutely, we have flyers,
Is that?
we have advertisement in
Okay, let's-
newspaper. It's only one crayon kiosk, we have more.
That's what it's gonna look like, okay?
Yes.
Okay, let's get focused, okay? Are there any more questions for Elena at this point, so we can move on?
Do you expect more kids to come in and use that in the
Well,
current area?
absolutely, yes,
You
yes.
gotta push them out to start.
Absolutely, yes. We get prepared, we're just waiting for installation.
I think we talked about all that before we agreed to buy it.
The rehash.
It's done.
If it doesn't work, then.
Okay, no problem, go ahead. And we'll have Jim Diano, about the 3 seasons.
Well, maybe we could have a couple of trustees there too.
Absolutely, yes, why not? Especially it's be accomplished with Russian food and music and costumes and a lot of fun.
Okay, please. Heather, would you like to give us a treasurer's report?
First of all, did everybody get the list of payables, so you can approve it on the checks we have to sign?
Yep.
Yeah, you're talking about ones that were an email attachment?
Maybe we can call them some of those.
Email attachment, I'm sorry, I have more of them in the library. If you was unable to print it out, I'll put it in the envelope or I'll mail it to you. Just let me know, you may have got it, okay?
I got it.
Were there any questions?
No.
Can I get a motion for approval?
I'm so moved.
Shall we make a motion to approve the checks?
Yes.
Mary.
Second?
Very excited.
Oh, you said it second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thanks.
The next item is we are going to be filing our annual sales tax amendments. We sell earbuds, we sell memory sticks, we sell almonds, we sell, I don't know what else we sell, but we went through, we did quite an exhaustive search of the things that we sell as to what is taxable and what is non-taxable. And so tomorrow is the filing date. But the payment will be $873.39.
That's for an annual.
Yeah. What we're gonna do, we haven't had a finance committee meeting because we haven't really anything to talk about. But we're gonna look, I'd like to call one, before our next board meeting, to talk about raising prices on some of these things. We aren't losing any money at this moment, but the question is, are we selling them for the right price? Most of these things are a service. We hear about the memory stick, it isn't about really making money on anybody, but we wanna make sure our sales tax is covered. Because we're not charging them sales tax, it's just already in the price. So I'd like to get a motion tonight so that I can file that tomorrow. Because it was not included in your payable list. For $873.39 New York State sales tax.
Moved.
So you have to pay on that county sales tax also?
That's part of it. It all goes into New York State, 4%, and the balance goes to my county. But we're filing for the period of March 1st through February 28th, 2014, and it's due March 20th.
Does this clear us up with the state?
we're questioning clearness up in the state, I don't know.
Are they gonna be happy with this now?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what was done in the past, I don't know what's right going into the future. So since I've been.
Okay, let's submit it and find out.
Are we in any discussion, or?
Okay, would you like to discuss it?
Yeah, I have some very serious concerns over this sales tax issue, because one, as a member of the Finance Committee, these items should be brought to the attention of the Finance Committee for their review. Secondly, I brought this matter up before the board 6 or 7 months ago. But more importantly than that, I'm hearing what Heather is saying in terms of what they've identified. But we also have books, that we have a regular resale operation for books.
Oh, we've included that in DHD. So if the library has
Well-
sold anything, we have quite an Excel spreadsheet that Greg has put together. I don't know that we sell books, the Friends of the Library sells books.
They are library property that that are put in there for resale. It's technically taxpayers' dollars. That money shouldn't even be going to the Friends under the Joshua Fund. And I researched that quite a bit. You can't take a book that you paid for with taxpayers' dollars, all of a sudden it goes into this small room, which we have on a day-to-day basis.
I think you'll find that those books are almost all donations.
I was just gonna say, we just donated.
My understanding is, that's not my understanding, Jay, that,
Oh, that's my
Well, where'd you get that
Well-
understanding?
I'm not, I'll,
You should see the books, the pounds of books.
I understand that, but the bottom line is those books, it's a resale
Well, and
operation.
in the future, all we have to do, it's very simple. All we do is we ask them if they have
But let-
books, we do not give them to the Friends.
Let me explain, let me go further though. This is it's even more important than that because there's no audit trail. I purchased books in there. Mrs. Lawrence has purchased books in there. We pay the money and there's no receipt given. So how do you account for the money? I have not seen a policy that says, do we take those monies and deposit them on a daily
You mean the
basis?
Friends? You're talking about the
I'm
Friends?
talking the money that's being
It's the
brought to
Friends
the
that run
counter.
it, the Friends run it.
It's the Friends.
I'm, ladies and gentlemen,
Then you need to go to the meeting, Ed.
No.
This isn't the arena for that.
yes it is, because that is library, we are using library personnel to collect those funds. I've been there and I've given the money to the person at the front desk.
And it goes to the Friends of the Library.
That is, well, I think the finance committee needs to look at this, and this is another problem I have, Heather. We have a finance committee, and we need to discuss all financial matters.
Ed, let me tell you two things.
Mhm.
One is, if we didn't put them in there, we throw them away. That's item one. They're given to the Friends, and no book in there goes for over 50 cents.
That's not the issue, Kevin. That's irrelevant, whether it's 50 cents or 5 cents. There's still sales tax that has to be paid on those books. It's a regular, ongoing resale operation. Ask the state of New York. Let me explain it this way. If the library doesn't have a sales tax certificate to collect sales tax, then the Friends of the Library are required under law to collect the sales tax. But because they are doing it in the library, that presents a problem to us as a board.
I investigated this years ago. Nobody, and this I can't believe, the sales tax department hasn't done anything about it, but no other library collects the sales tax. Whitesboro, Clinton, Utica, they all have book sales. Every year, they get 1 to 5 to 10,000 a year. Nobody gets a sales tax.
Kevin, that doesn't make it right.
No,
Okay, I can tell you this, I can tell you that my wife is involved with the Friends, and those books, the majority of them are donations. People bring them in and say, here's our books. Now, the issue of whether they should be taxable or sales taxable or not, I think you guys in the finance committee ought to work on that.
Well,
and decide
that's what I'm
it is.
saying, Jay, but the thing is, I haven't even seen the report that's going forward, and as a member of the finance committee, how are these figures arrived? And I don't like
What
being
report are you
assigned.
talking
Well,
about?
we're running out of time here.
Yeah.
You know,
I-
So he's
I
gonna
might-
call the meeting
I
for the
might
finance
suggest
committee.
if you,
Heather's
the
gonna
check
call
has
the
gotta be submitted tomorrow.
I might suggest rather than get hung up on this and waste more time rehashing and repeating ourselves, first of all, talk to Annette Barber. She is a one-woman operation. She can give you all the facts you need, or at least you can try.
Well, she can give you the facts about where they came from and where the money goes, but I don't know if she can speak for the sales tax.
Well, no, but she can
the
tell you.
Turner Fund is not, the Turner Fund is not the Friends of the Libraries. That's the library's fund.
No, what I'm saying is though, if we do have books that are part and parcel of the library
That we
acquisition.
pay for it?
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
Although we may not have been collecting sales tax in the past, I think Heather's done what she can for now to come up with a number
Right.
that she believes is the number. Whether or not it's accurate to the nth degree, maybe there's something else that you guys come up with, and maybe there's an amendment filed to the taxes if we need to. But the question before us is $873 to the IRS.
I'm not arguing at that point, I'm just saying, that's something that should be discussed prior to coming to the board by way of committee.
Okay, I think
That's all I'm saying.
You made that point, and you guys will have a finance
And I,
committee meeting.
that's it, I have nothing more to say.
So you're gonna have the finance committee, aren't you?
No, I'm not, Heather is.
Heather,
Yeah.
are you gonna have,
I really didn't think it would be a controversial issue. Things are taxable or they're not taxable. If I've made a mistake, if I've made a mistake, if I've made a mistake, I don't think that we have. It's not an issue. It's just like filing payroll taxes. We don't come here and talk about payroll taxes for each individual person. I apologize. I don't wanna go to a finance meeting and talk about it ad nauseum, but I'd be happy to have a finance meeting and we can talk about it. We can look at the Excel spreadsheet. Everything I do has always been in the open. I never hide anything. I respond to everybody who asks me a question. So I guess I'm asking for a resolution to pay our sales tax line for the amount of $873.
I think we have a motion and a second. Do we have,
Yes.
yeah, who made the
all in
motion?
favor?
Ed, one, and I second.
Maybe they can take it out of the gambling money now.
Well, let's just move on.
Okay.
$873?
39 cents.
Move on.
Yeah. Our next,
All in favor?
Yeah.
You didn't get any answers,
I
yeah.
didn't get an answer yet. All in favor?
Aye. I'm in favor with the understanding that these matters come before the finance committee before they're brought
So
to the
noted.
board.
My next item is, as we spoke about at our last board meeting with regards to the Rally Fund, the Community Foundation met at the end of February, and they're open to returning the funds that we gave them to invest in our behalf. Right now, we gave them $200,000 in 2011. Right now, there's $268,000 sitting there. And they would like a resolution from our entire board, asking for the funds back and that we should have a check.
So it started with 211,
No, 200.
200, and it's 268 in 2.5 years. So that's a return of about 16%. It's pretty
And
impressive.
if we give them a board resolution, they will write us a check.
That's what
Is that correct?
Peggy O'Shea, executive director and controller.
Just a little back gossip that I heard, we will be losing an endowment if it goes out of the community foundation for the future.
Makes no difference.
That's not even relevant, Mary. The point here is that I would like to take this one step further. I don't even see where we need a board resolution because I have consulted an attorney and the law is very clear on this point. You cannot entertain a contract. The contract is technically null and the agreement is null and void because the foundation had no right to accept that money in the first place, nor did the library have the legal right to entertain the transfer of the funds. So technically, that agreement is null and void. But if that's what they want, a board resolution,
I'm
then
gonna say,
fine.
if it's a simple matter of making a resolution, you get the
Yeah.
money back, that's fine.
I agree.
We can fight over the issue later if you like.
No,
I have just one question. If an individual wants to donate $25,000 to the community foundation with the stipulation that this money goes back to the library, are they allowed to do that?
Well, that's what Kevin did.
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes, that would be your own money that you designate.
Right,
It
so
wouldn't, it wouldn't be, if you give it to the library first, it's different, then they can't do it.
the problem there, Les, what Kevin did was okay. He set up his own endowment. The problem was that we were taking donations from the library and putting them into the Kevin Kelly Foundation. That's what was wrong. Yeah, it was, Kevin. Peggy told me, and I had confirmation of that. Monies were taken as a donation to the library, and they were put into the Kevin Kelly. I had the documents.
Heather, is there
We passed
particular
the
wording we
John,
need
we
for a
passed
resolution?
to get our
I
money back.
just think that we,
Well,
I don't know, maybe that we respectfully request the return of.
Yeah, whatever.
I make a motion that the board pass a resolution with wording,
Yeah, just to be it resolved that the board hereby
They
request
respectfully request
The return.
of the
original,
Lally Garden Fund.
Of the current balance.
Yes.
yeah, the
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 original
money
plus
that,
all the interest, etc.
Yeah.
will they give us the interest?
that's the motion.
Can I ask what we're gonna do
So
with
there needs
that
to be a
now that we
second to
have
the
it?
motion.
We're gonna reinvest it at 0.2%, is what we're gonna do.
And they've averaged 16%.
Guys, that makes no difference.
Well, no,
It's a restricted fund.
all I'm asking is what, are we gonna put an RFQ out to manage the money afterwards? or-
No.
Per
No.
our investment policy, we can invest in obligations of the state of New York or the federal government. So that's like treasuries, okay?
Okay,
Or a money market. And so we're not gonna earn anything more than 0.5%. I know it's nauseating,
Very.
it's just the fact. We
Mhm.
have to do it, it's what we've been tasked to do. And it breaks all our hearts, because we know that she just wanted her money to be used for something great. But yet, the law is the law.
and we were very
But-
responsible,
Yeah.
they were with the return with that money.
The community foundation was
They're
fabulous.
wonderful.
Yeah, they've been great. We got into it just at the right time to get $68,000 back and more than we invested. But you know what? It's still, the law is the law,
Right.
and we can't.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question that we've done what we need to do.
Exactly, but here's another thing too, is that that money, like you said, Rich, is restricted to specifically for the Lally, what she wanted those monies
The
spent
garden,
for.
right.
Exactly, for the garden fund. So technically, it should have never gone forward. But we're gonna do the right thing, do the resolution for Heather, and then get the money back and deposit, but it's still a restricted account, and it must be used for that specific purpose.
I think everybody understands that.
Yeah.
Just Heather understands.
When it comes back, it has to be invested, but that means it'll go to First Niagara Bank
I don't know.
up to the limits of what's FDIC insured.
Right. Well, that's a very good, well, our bank has to collateralize our funds, so anything above $250,000, they're required to collateralize it. And what does that mean? The bank has to hold securities on our behalf, so if they were to go under and we only got $250,000 FDIC coverage, they would have to sell those securities and remit the money to us. So we can put it, that the FDIC coverage isn't a problem with their standpoint.
I'd like more clarity for the finance meeting. I just want to get a little more clarity what our
Yeah.
options are, which I get at the finance.
But first, we have to pass the resolution.
Right.
Which we, yeah,
Yeah, we
Which
did.
has been, it's been made and
I
not seconded.
thought we
or-
made, we did.
I second it.
We never, I'll go pass it again.
I don't think we voted
All in
on it.
favor?
All in favor, let's go.
Aye.
Unanimous.
I have one other comment. Those brochures that we had printed a couple of years ago for the endowment fund, I think should not be handed out anymore, because we will be soliciting money to go into the fund that'll be kept at 0.5% interest. I think if we have people who want to help the library with their largesse, we should encourage them to establish their own fund designated the library to be the beneficiary, like
Why
you
not
did,
use- Why not use the other fund?
Well,
because that will
this
go
is,
in.
this is a finance matter, let's let the
yeah,
finance.
let's,
Yeah.
I got some
Okay.
clarity on this. which
Because
I'll get.
this isn't gonna be solved tonight.
No,
And the last item I had, actually Ed just brought it to my attention, he asked for copies of 1099s, and he saw them and knew right away that we didn't do one for Hans Plumbeck. When I looked at the vendor listing and I saw Hans' name, I was thinking W-2s, I wish, we can amend it, that's a no-brainer, I wish you brought it to my attention, obviously, talking about it, that's okay, I'll do an amendment to it.
Well, what I've asked for, Heather, is that I've asked her going back to even 2010, 11, initially through our library director.
Right, you didn't ask me.
No, but she's the director, and then she in turn sent it to you. But what I'm saying is, and I still would like, going back to 2010.
I don't know where they are.
No, we have a grip, we can do it, no, we don't need a 1099. All the vendors that we've paid are accounts payable. I would like to see every payment over $600 that we made, so the finance committee can review this as to whether or not a 1099 should have been written.
And then what are you
That's
gonna
the
do?
whole purpose.
And then what are you gonna do?
We have an obligation to report that to the Internal Revenue Service. If we
So-
fail to do that, we're just as guilty as
We
not
are,
preparing
and
that.
then we'll be facing thousands of dollars in penalties.
That's not my problem.
I know it's not.
As a
I know
board
you-
trustee, it's my due diligence to do, and as a member of the finance committee, Heather, you as a CPA
I
know better.
I know,
Okay, guys, let's not.
Let's do the
not
right
throw
thing.
rocks back and forth.
No, I'm not, but
And the
let's do the
last-
right thing.
The last item I have is I'd like permission to go with the RFP to have someone do our tax return. Last year we had Dan Dryman do it at a cost of $1,750. I thought it was a little excessive. It's what we had $2,000 budgeted. I'd be happy to send the RFP for tax services to anybody give me a name you would like it to go to. I just would like to hope that they have some 990 experience. But I just would like to get that done, get that out.
Any
Well,
discussion about that?
well, here's another thing, I have some heartburn with that, only because if we're going to, and I agree with Heather to put the RFP out there, but we should put it out in the newspaper that we do business with.
No, we now have a policy that encompasses that, and for
Okay.
anything over $1,000, it's 3 oral bids, right? You
Yep.
passed that last
Well,
week, right?
how are you gonna get the oral, how are you gonna get the bids, Ed, if you don't publicize?
I'm just saying, I mean, it's, you can, the board can approve, or the treasurer can call up 3 people. I know, I mean,
That's
I know,
policy. We
I
just make
understand
the
it,
policy.
but we.
I
but we-
disagree with that.
Well,
I really do.
but we voted on that, and so now anything 0 to 1,000, Alina has her discretion. And then 1,000 to 2,500 is 3 oral bids, then it's publicized bids to 4,000, and then a complete RFP over 4,000, if I'm not mistaken.
That
That's-
sounds right. That sounds
Yeah.
right.
Is there a problem with us advertising for the RFP?
There's not,
Because
but,
this is something that that doesn't have to be done in 10 days or a month. I mean,
there's not a problem with it, but it's not necessary under policy.
well,
Agreed.
I don't know, I respectfully disagree. I understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
but I think in order to give a fair shake to everybody, rather than say, hey, do you know
So
John?
why don't we
Bell?"
post it on the website then?
Yeah, post it on the website or something like that.
You
I
don't
like
need
it.
LD.
Town
I don't
crier.
think we should pay for the newspaper. I've never
No,
seen another
no.
library
I
advertise.
think,
Well,
On our
the
website.
town
would be fine.
crier's for free. Town crier.
What's wrong on the
doesn't
I
charge
don't know about the
you.
relax.
Because they don't look to the
Hey,
commercial
another
outfits.
finance committee issue.
Oh, that's true, that's true.
Yep.
Finance committee.
Keep smiling, Heather.
Heather, I think that you can go ahead and start working on
Yes.
Well, it's a one sentence. Price for a $9.90.
Yeah.
So,
I
it.
know,
I
just
believe
on,
you said you didn't care who was gonna do it,
I
so.
don't care, I got no horse in the race. I just want someone that does 990s. Someone that
And
has
she's right,
experience with it.
yeah, she's right on that point.
So you have to have some qualifications in your RFP. Okay, so.
Boys and Girls Club has one down there for less than $1,000.
Yeah, I think so too.
Is that all of you, Heather? Thank you very much.
The accounts look, I mean, the ledgers look great, right, for now.
Yeah, did you see that, I asked Greg on the second page, I don't know if you're noticing, they're putting those other accounts there now, the building fund.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Return of beginning and ending balances. We worked quite a bit this month. We're actually very shortly be able to give you it from the QuickBooks instead of going to the Excel. We've got the fund, he did it, not me. Spent a lot of time on getting the funds. So we're getting there.
Good.
Well, you have to eat the elephant one bite at a time, you know. Okay, nominating.
I do not have a report this month. I'm working on reformatting it and we are partially.
We're talking about the bylaws right
We're
now.
talking about the bylaws and I think in a month or two we'll bring you a full set of bylaws to review and send them out about 3 weeks early so you have enough time to think about it.
Well, as you're working on them, you can give us kind of progress reports and everybody a little something. Because oftentimes, the committee works in this little ball and they decide everything and then they throw it at the board at the last minute. So if you've got some progress reports, maybe you could let us all in on it once in a
Okay,
while.
sure.
That way, if there's a problem coming down the road, we can spot and talk about it long before we have to vote on it. Fair enough?
It's really my fault that we didn't meet this
Well, we're
month. I
not
had
looking,
some.
we're not looking for blame today. Tomorrow we'll blame you.
Okay.
Building and grounds, Ed.
Oh, excuse me, boy.
Let Eddie give it, he knows all.
Yeah, he does.
He'll make it short.
Okay, everybody, we met, we meet the third week of each month, and we decided that Our emergency and disaster plan was first and foremost on the priority list. I've sent the draft copy to everybody. Has everybody got a chance to see it?
Wonderful job.
You got it?
Yes.
As well, Elaine did a lot of work on it, and everybody did, so, this should satisfy, anything that we need. Jay has some good input, who else? Was it Rich or somebody also sent me some stuff, we changed it, and that's the last draft that I got. Kevin did, I'm sorry, it was Kevin. So, with that, I'd like to make a motion that, this is not policy, by the way, y'all, this is an operational plan. So I'd like to make a motion that the board approve our emergency and disaster plan as sent to you guys.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Was there any discussion? Seemed like it was pretty
Yeah.
good.
Hey, Jack, that's
The
great.
discussion is a great job.
Well, thanks, it was fun. It is, it is a lot of work. Royal Landscaping. Now, again, with the new policies regarding RFPs, and we haven't gone out to tender for a while, Royal Landscaping, the company that takes care of our grounds and our sidewalks in the wintertime, is one of those companies that's over 4,000 a year. Heather and Greg put together a spreadsheet, so it's definitely over 4,000 a year. So I met with Bob DeSantis, with Royal Landscaping. He's in the process, he's done a great job. He's, according to everybody, he's been with the garden since Mrs. Lally was alive. And he was relaying, he'd go down, and she'd call him up and he'd go down there and watch TV with her. And the garden needs more yellow, so we didn't write a check for him to go get some yellow flowers. So, he's done a really nice job. With that said, we've got some interest regarding the business, but because he has been so meticulous in these little items, for example, he brushes the gazebo or the fountain marble off in the wintertime so people can sit. The benches, he brushes it off. I mean, that's part of his duties. So I've asked him to help us get the specifications of what's all entailed regarding the tender.
Apples to apples.
Apples to apples. So he's in the process of doing that. I called him yesterday to get an update before the meeting, and he's going to have it to me by the end of the week. So with that, we'll begin the RFP process for that, and that's something that will more than likely have to go out into the paper. Okay? Sure. Insurance. I've done some reading on our insurance policies in the same boat. It's approximately $13,000 a year, and a friend of mine at State Farm, Mike Cowan, who would never bid on this job, he'd be out of the ballpark, so he volunteered to help me go through it and stuff like that, and is very confident. We've got a great policy. The only thing that he mentioned, and I'd like consensus today, is that we've got a $1,000 deductible on a $3.3 million library. Okay, and that might not be optimal. He suggested that when we went out for RFP, that we looked at a $2,500 deductible, a $5,000 deductible, and a $10,000 deductible. And in one of those scenarios may produce, a couple $3,000 reduction in our insurance costs. And as I developed that tender for the RFP, or the RFP for insurance, is it okay with you guys if that's the way I put it out?
I think it's a wonderful idea.
Okay.
And
Any
one
other
thing I
discussion?
wanna mention is that we also get a check back on workman's comp. Are you aware of that?
No.
Okay. I'm good. Greg knows about it. We get a check back every year for like $2,000. And it's got to do with, I'm not sure what it's got to do with. It's got to do with workman's comp.
Okay.
And
The mod rating?
I'm not sure what it is. It's a little peculiar. That's why I asked Ed if he would take this job on, because I'm not an insurance
It's gotta be
person.
the mod rating.
Okay.
So when you're looking at that, apples to apples idea.
Okay, great. The next thing is the AC and heating. I don't think we've had any maintenance on it since it's been put in. And so we called the Brandless, and Elena and I went around with Brandless to take a look at the units. It's not your typical household maintenance schedule. They're electronic air cleaners. We've got humidifiers there that haven't been turned on. We don't even know if they work. So there's a lot of things. So what Brandless is doing I have no idea what it's gonna cost. What they recommended was, for us to get them some information regarding the units, regarding the buildings, and they're gonna develop a, twice-a-year maintenance schedule for us. They'll come in, assess it, they'll do the cleaning, whatever needs to be done, and give us a price on what that's gonna be. That price will determine whether or not we gotta go to tender for it or not, okay? Brandless has been very good to the library, in the past, and we'll see what happens. If it's more than $1,000, then we gotta do something else besides say Brandless, has got the job, so. That's where we're at with
Unless
that.
you break it up into pieces.
Yeah, right.
Who wants to go there?
No, I don't need to go there. And that's very similar to the Royal Landscaping, guys. I don't wanna break up the winter work with the summer work. We've got a one contact now, and I think we should keep it that way, okay?
Get a discount for economies.
Yeah, and I think that's gonna take a lot of people out of the mix, quite frankly, with that kind of thing. AC, okay, so that's good. Tomorrow at the Building and Grounds Committee, that's the discussion. Elena's got a big book of schematics and papers, and hopefully the Building and Grounds Committee can help her sort through to get Brandless what they need to get that bid out to us, okay? Okay. That's it for the Building and Grounds, guys.
Eddie, have you looked into telephone communications? I know that came up previously.
Nope.
Will that be subject for the RFP?
I don't know, Eddie.
Because I know it came up in a prior meeting.
I mean, I'll check it out.
Telephone communications.
Telephone.
The way we do it now, I think you.
I mean, I know where all the connections are. I mean,
I think maybe.
I saw the telephone system. Okay. That's it for Building and Grounds, guys.
Thank you, Ed.
Thanks.
Ed, anything on technology?
Well, just to dovetail, like Elaine and I have been working, we have no formal meeting, but we will, but Elaine and I have been working behind the scenes between Mohawk Valley Community College, SUNY IT. We've collaborated on a high-speed, what do they call those things? High-speed,
Modem?
Fujitsu, no, not a faxmate, what do they call it? Copier. And I know there's been some discussions with some of the manufacturers, but once again, I defer to Elena to look at this stuff and what she feels would fit in, with her operation there. But that's some of the other things we've been looking at, because one of the things we hear, we don't have, we spend $60,000, $90,000 on books, but we're only looking at maybe $1,000 to $1,200 for a high-speed copier, but something with the bells and whistles that would put us in the forefront. Oftentimes we neglect to look at some of this overhead, and it's not a lot of money, but it could sure ease the transition in terms of record keeping, because one of the things I've heard in the past is that it's our scanner, right? Well, yes, that's what I meant to say, scanner, is so slow. This thing does everything except make bacon and eggs for breakfast. But these are things that Elena, with her expertise, would be in the best position to look at in terms of technology and transparency. But we need to be moving into the 21st century. So these are things that we're working on, and down the road, I'll be. Oh, and by the way, in addition to that, I've asked one individual from New Hartford to come on board to the committee, Judy Jerome. I've asked her to come on board, and the first meeting that's going forward, she's accepted, and I think we need to buy-in from the community, but also with her expertise as a library director. I think her area of expertise, as a matter of fact, just happens to be technology. When she was over.
Okay, well, would you let me know when you have a meeting, because I'm on your committee.
I know that, boss.
You have open meetings
Yes,
with this?
yes.
I contacted this John Fisher from this company,
Yeah.
and he promised that he sent me everything in mail,
Right.
hard copy, and I have not received it yet.
All right, we
As
can
soon as I
follow up on
receive
that.
it from
'Cause I know he's been
him,
writing
I
to
will
the
follow
both of
up.
us.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I need something
So-
to
okay.
change.
I said it for
As
I
soon as
have
receive it,
just one question for you.
Yeah.
This discussion about XP going away.
Oh, I just got it on my computer the other day. I just got it, just
What's
got
going
it.
away?
XP support,
Oh,
as of April 8th.
There was some concern, I saw some emails, there was concern that some of our
Machines have
machines had
XP,
XP on it, but
and that's something we're gonna have to look at.
what I did understand though is they were machines that were captive, they weren't exactly on the internet, they were in
You're talking
in
about,
their backroom machines,
yeah,
so.
yeah, I know what you're
So
talking about.
I knew that I know that they need to be upgraded at some point, but it doesn't sound like we're at a huge risk
No.
unless it
No, in
decides to
fact,
die.
that's been brought to my, I know
Okay.
of that, and we'll discuss it at our first, that's another, like Rich said, an agenda.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Good point.
Anything else? Ed?
No, that is,
Other relations, Jim?
Okay, Sunshine Fund, status quo.
What is the status quo?
$140,
Okay.
hasn't been touched, it's still intact. The other big thing is for the Public Relations Committee. And we have been working on having a legislative breakfast on Thursday, April 24, at 7:30 in the morning to 8:45. Now, a little history on this. For many years, I think it was 2003, maybe even through 2010, we used to have this breakfast once a year in the spring. And for various reasons, it kind of stopped after 2010. We thought we would
I
revive.
understand nobody came, that was the reason.
Oh, no, they're coming. We thought we would revive this tradition, and it's all in keeping with what Elaine is trying to do, reach out to the community, bring more community in. So it's kind of a return to what we were doing before. And Elaine, as you know, has done a tremendous job of reaching out to individuals and community groups to open doors. This is another way of opening the door. So we've been working on this breakfast, and so far we have sent out email, mark your calendars. They went out this 2 days ago. The second one will be a printed invitation with an RSVP on it, so we get an answer. We'll aim that for late March or very early April. And then there could be a third contact if we don't get a return, yes or no. Then we'll do it by telephone. We're trying to save money. And I can't give you a budget figure, but I would say under $200. And, oh, by the way, Connie Stevens, who is always an excellent board member, has agreed to help me again, as she did in those years, with the food situation. She does a beautiful job, very tasteful and tasty, and also very thrifty. So with that in mind,
So what exactly is the plan when we get all these legislators together?
conversation.
Okay?
Sometimes early when we started these, we were raising money to build the addition, and we wanted to get in good with politicians. Well, all that's behind us now, we've done that. Now it's more of a PR gesture. And to get these people into the library, more aware of it, and to show some appreciation for those who have helped us.
Get a breakfast
A breakfast.
Continental.
A continental breakfast, and I figured the whole thing, and the committee agreed, was probably going to be under $200 and maybe considerably under. I don't think it's going to be over. The question came up how to pay for this, and I know I'm afraid to approach Heather because she's running a tight ship as she should.
Well, we talked about it, and it's very tough to pay from our money.
No problem. 2 or 3 people suggested, pardon me, and I rather agree, that since this is a board function, we ask each board member to kick in 10, at the most $15 to put it on. Anyone have any strong objection to kicking in a few dollars?
Go for it.
I'm telling you.
Are we going to be putting an ad out in the town crier, inviting the town residents?
No.
Not to this,
No, not
this
to
is
this.
strictly legislators.
If this works out well, we would like to entertain the idea.
I'm not feeding the town in Hartford.
Well, no, but the only reason I asked, because I attended one of these in Herkimer, and they invited the entire,
Well,
Herkimer town
let me
residents.
finish if I may.
Different payers.
You better get more than $10 or $15 out of your wallet.
Yeah, you better. They got that nation jar, man.
Okay, I'm trying to keep it brief, I don't like long meetings. If we can get through this first one, I would very much like the idea of doing future ones. Keep it open and more community involvement. This was for the legislators, the village, the town, the county, the
State.
state, and of course,
Congress.
Mr. Penn. How many are going to come, we won't know until the end. We have about 23 names done. Also, you people are invited as board members, and you might bring up.
If I'm paid, I'm done.
April 27th.
Well, you get one pastry.
If you tell them that it's free, they'll be there.
11th is, 10th is
Well,
okay,
well,
10th is a Friday, 17th.
Well, it will be free to them.
Jim, would you say the date again?
Yes,
24th.
Thursday morning,
Thursday.
April 24th,
Oh, I'm sorry.
7:30 to 8:45, and the reason for the time, we found out from many past experiences, these people, especially politicians, like to get to work by 9 o'clock. So get them in there early, get them out early, and they're happy, they're more likely to come and enjoy themselves. Would anyone entertain a motion?
Will that include just the legislature themselves or their staff?
No, just the legislators.
Well, we did invite Mr. Bowen.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
From, what's his first name?
Who?
From the town.
Bowen.
Yeah, we've invited,
Tizinski's aide.
and Rich Sherman's been invited, he's very important to the town
He's
government.
a village council person.
Who's that?
Rich Sherman.
Rich
Sherm, who's he?
Yeah.
I never heard of them.
Oh.
He's three
Okay,
things.
all right,
like-
let's, shall we, are we gonna?
Our invitation list reads 23 people. That includes, okay?
You need to entertain a motion for that?
Up to you.
I moved that we, no, I think it's all set.
Yeah, we all agree.
I agree.
Take care of it.
Okay, we'll do it.
Did we agree to pay too?
I think we all nodded our heads.
Yes.
Yes.
I have one thing to add to
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
I'm responsible for sending out the invitation, and I wanted to do, we don't want to spend the money at a printer's, so we're gonna do it more of a letter kind of thing, but I want to put boards' names on the letter. And I need to know how you want your name. Because there are many Jims, James, whatever,
Derivations.
yeah.
Yeah, somebody might not recognize you by your real name.
That's right, but I don't want to imply nicknames if you prefer to be official, important. So just write that, and I'll get those done, and we'll send this out then in a couple of weeks.
Yes,
Very
right.
nice, Jan.
The only comment I have, and unfortunately, the meeting, I was out of town on business in Chicago when they had, I'm on that committee, but I told them I wasn't coming.
You did.
Right, and, to kind of what you said, I'm glad we're getting everybody together, and when we have our next meeting, but some kind of a presentation or something from Alina, maybe some kind of a movie or some kind of what our goals and plans are for the legislators, I think would be
Sure,
pertinent.
we were thinking, of course Elena would say something, and I think meet and greet everybody there. We were thinking like, a slideshow going on the
Right,
computers with
right,
things that happen in the library.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you can, show them this and tell them if we only had more money, we could get more.
That's okay.
Okay, all right, let's focus.
Wait a second.
Let's focus here.
In past years, Roy said used to do a PowerPoint presentation in the background, it was very successful, and that's a good idea, we'll do that again, I hope. And as far as Elena is concerned, she is one good excuse to have this. It's a welcome to our new library director, and very few of them have met her. However, I will say one thing, Elena told me this herself, I think. Joe Timpano, the county comptroller, has enjoyed these breakfasts every time he's been to them. And one day I walked in the library, and he's sitting in somebody's office, I wonder who, Elena, of course, and they were talking, and he said to her, "Why don't you revive those breakfasts we used to have?" So,
He's the original, to be honest.
okay, I'm through.
That's
Oh, no, one last word, not about that. Friends of the Library met last Saturday. We were privileged to have the board president there in addition, and I did my usual function. Nothing new to report that I guess we have to do a little at this point. No. But we did meet.
I think Ed has a good point when he says that you should do another one. When you're thinking about doing another one, you should get the community, Elena, look at the library,
Oh, yeah.
look at our
That's
stuff. That's a
planned
good way
with much lighter refreshments.
Well, it's a good way to get their support and, buy-in or whatever. I mean, it's their library, but who knows what they could offer, so.
Donor jar.
Yeah.
to. Well, it's just that we shouldn't lose sight of that
I want to say that.
as the next,
Right, right.
the next
I'd
big
just
thing.
like to add,
Yes.
we need to remember that the state gives us about $5,100 in state aid. And that's something that we need to, if you're gonna have a PowerPoint presentation, that we do that, because that's children out.
And also our construction projects often come
Yes.
through contacts with the state.
That's right. In 2012 and 2013, I'm not quite sure what the total number was, but that was the repair of the roof. And number two, you may want to consider inviting Anthony Brindisi, even though.
He is invited.
Claudia Tenney don't do it?
Pardon?
Claudia Tenney?
Yes. Well, I don't know whether she'll come. She's been invited.
She does go to those.
She's thrown her head in against Anna.
They've all been invited.
Maybe,
Yeah, it'll depend on their schedules, but.
maybe it'd be useful to circulate the list, send email the list to the board, and if anybody's got any different
It's
ideas.
a good idea, Jay.
Okay.
Wow, surprise, right?
Oh, okay. Oh, wait a minute, if you're gonna give me money, last time was a disaster. You threw money at me. I don't know who's gonna give me money.
That's mine.
We will do the money,
Later.
we'll do the money after the meeting,
I'm all
okay?
I'll double John's, I'll give you $2.
Okay,
Yes, he wants to.
Rich, I assume this was part of yours.
That was mine.
Okay,
That was everything.
okay, John, we have policies and procedures?
Okay, yes. Okay, I sent a bunch of stuff around to people. And one of the things I sent was a whole listing of all the policies that are being looked at by the committee. And in case anyone hasn't seen it, there's a copy that can pass around. If they bring it with them, they can see all we're at. On there are 7 items in red. Okay, those are the 7 items that I'm gonna show you and we'll vote on some. Okay, one of those is the investment policy. That was approved. But what the board didn't see is what it's gonna look like when it goes into the policy manual. So I sent that around to everybody, but here's also a copy of what it will look like when it goes into the policy manual at the library. Here's the same thing, I'll start it the other way. What the procurement policy looks like. Those were approved at the last meeting.
All right, so let me get this straight. These have been approved, you are just putting the logo on and
Yes,
giving them to us for what?
to see what it's gonna look like.
Okay, you
Don't have to vote on it, it's already been approved, but that's what it'll look like when I take the old, also attached to that is what the old, with that is what the old one was, on the policies. No, I'm just showing what it's gonna look like when it goes
Okay.
in the book. It's already been approved, unless you wanna, think you have to approve these.
No, I just want to know what the purpose was.
Yeah, just to show you when it goes into the policy. The other one now is we have 5 policies that we wish that we need approval on. And I'll start with rules of conduct. Again, you all had a copy of that. And which was originally called behavior. Now, I have a copy here I can pass around, but this is the same thing I sent around in both Word and PDF. In both at some point. And I make a motion that it be approved.
Is that the one where it links the kids if they're gonna be hit?
No, that's another one. This is rules of conduct.
I would assume that everybody has looked at these and.
I've looked at them, but what exactly, John, is the revision?
Well, the old one's right with it. If you want to see
But
what
save save us some trouble and tell us what it is.
And just for the
It's more
motion purposes.
concise.
Yeah, no, I read them both, I just don't know what the differences are.
Yeah.
There may be very few.
Okay.
Most,
think
the
there
ones
was
that.
There's, I didn't see anything in the bill, that's what I'm
Right,
saying.
they took out some stuff, ambiguous stuff.
These 5, Alina wrote, and she's trying to bring them up
Your
to,
fault.
no, she's bringing them up to current language, current way the libraries are now viewed. But basically, it's much the same information, but it's rewritten to be more current.
Okay.
Have
All
we
of these are the
compared
same
them to
way.
other libraries? What their policies are?
Yes, actually I did.
Yeah.
Just it's more updated, my business, clarity and simplicity. Yes, it's in symphony. If I use the right word, it's in symphony with another other libraries, our past policies was kind of,
Oh, no, I understand the past, well, the one concern I had, Elena, I know John's passing the buck, but I'll pass it back to him. The internet policy, I read other policies,
it need to be
that is
first
really,
priority.
in my opinion, I would have to disapprove it, because
Yeah.
there's so much leeway in our internet policy. I've looked at the Dunham, I've looked at Waterville, I've looked at Mid-Hudson.
Yeah.
We need to come up with a more definitive policy, and that is one that, because it's, to me, that's part and
We got
parcel.
one on the table, we got a motion
Oh,
on the table, we'll get to that one.
Oh.
You
Rules of
can-
conduct.
Right now it's
Discuss
rules of
that
conduct.
one when we get there.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know,
sure.
I just want to get through the process.
We get a motion to approve?
He's waiting for one.
Make
I made it, okay.
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous?
Okay, the second one. Okay, second one, we'll get to that one, but I'd like to take a minute.
No, go ahead, John, no, I thought we were just a.
So these
discussion.
are the order that we saw them on the,
No, I'm talking.
Okay, what's the
okay,
next
the
one?
next one is material selection policy. What we had before was the book selection policy is what they called it, and attached to that was an addendum for magazines. As part of, as an addendum to that, the first time I saw we had an addendum, but it was another part that they attached to it. Lisa took about those and came out with what is called a material selection, which encompasses both, puts the whole two together. And that was sent around to everyone, and I'd like to
I have
know.
a news actually, today at Meteor, we all approve the digital collection of magazines. It's free for us, it's called Senior. I think everybody know a few years ago, we have no choice but to cut
Yeah, that's,
significantly our, and now we have everything electronic.
yeah,
We'll have more lessons, more classes on how to use the Xenia
yep,
on digital, and start soon. The latest one is October, but it's May start early. We have all our magazines for free in electronic format. You can read them.
that's the wave of the future, Elena,
Yes.
wave of the future.
Yes.
Okay, do we have a motion?
I move that we accept that policy as written.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, there's two.
Okay. It's that one, all right. The next one is a bulletin board policy. That is updating the one that's in existence, which was written in '87 and looked at again in '06. And again, Alina took a looked at it, and it was a little more defined of responsibility than the other one was. You know, who's herself.
You
What
endorse
goes on the
these,
bulletin board.
you endorse all of these.
So, unless there's any questions on that one.
I move.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's really rolling.
I
We have to get it
didn't hear
later.
who seconded.
Very.
I did.
Okay. I wasn't sure, okay?
Okay, what's next?
And it was bulletin. It might be, okay, now, I have two here, I'll save one for last. Out of order. Okay, unattended children policy. This again is updating one that we've had before. It's more specific.
I move.
It says who.
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah, we read them all, yeah, it's, Rich is right,
Yeah, you
you
can
know,
lump them all into one vote.
not the internet one, sorry.
We have some discussion.
Okay, now, another one I said was public use of the internet. Now, Alina just said she sees some updating coming to that. I guess the question is, what's being added to it or changed? Should we go ahead and try and get this approved and
We
then come on
can
with it?
discuss more if some, if you like me to make some changes, some improvement,
Well, let's-
just let me know
let's
what
just discuss it
exactly
before we
and
vote.
I will.
My proposal is
Yeah.
this, that, based on my review of the internet policy and my review of the other libraries that I've looked at, I would ask that you pull this one and we save it for the next meeting, and then I'll give you the benefit, well, you and I impart, and to be honest with you, I think this does dovetail too with technology.
I agree, I agree, there's no
And
problem.
it's so important, because based on what I read, Nick Hudson and Dunham, that there's a lot of stuff that we need to discuss in the committee, but consistent with your ideas, because really, we're gonna look to you, see, do you feel comfortable? But as long as it's brought before the committee, and by next meeting, it'll be all done. That's the only one that really popped out at me. It really
Okay.
did.
I don't think there's
Let's
any
just
problem.
sit and
I-
talk and-
You don't have a problem,
Sure.
John?
No.
So
Yeah.
we'll withdraw that one, and,
Next, it'll be done.
Let
It'll
you
be
guys-
done.
Okay, sounds good.
well, give us the same, Curtis, give us a copy for the next meeting. so
Well, we'll
everybody
have
can
with committee.
see. You and I will, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, where are we? Long-range plans, do we have anything to discuss about long-range plans? Has it changed, or?
Alina has written, I never brought it to a meeting or anything else, but Alina has written something that I haven't brought to the
Here
board.
is it, and I know Kevin has some questions.
Yeah.
I told that I will be able to do it Friday after work.
Okay.
If you have question, I will explain it.
Doesn't sound like it's ready for the board.
No,
No.
no, we have,
Not yet, so if somebody needs me to make some adjustment, some improvement here, just please let me know, I'm open and.
Well, you keep us posted on where on the long-range plan, and people will
Sure.
give you input.
okay, could you send it to the board members? and tell
Absolutely,
them?
I can
And then
resend
you
it,
can-
yes.
And send your comment
I
back to
can do
Alina
it
and we'll get together.
tomorrow,
on this.
is the first thing I can do.
Sure. I know Kevin's is involved, but you two have been involved with the long-range plan stuff.
Maybe I'm not,
No, well, if you get some, you might have comments.
okay?
Okay,
Okay.
sounds good.
So, no, it hasn't been circulated, I just had it in my file, and,
Okay, it just sounds to me like it's certainly not ready for the board to look at. I'd
no.
like to make
Okay.
sure everybody's got it pretty close to a final copy, and they've all read it, and they understand it, what we talked about.
Sure, absolutely, I'll do.
Okay, perfect. Next, John,
I think that's all I had.
okay, that leaves us with personnel. Ed just said a couple things, I
A
know.
couple things, revision to the policy handbook, it came to our attention that a couple of pages, right at the beginning and right at the end, kind of clash with the civil service rule number 75 regarding termination. It's just wording regarding at-will employment for us. And so on page
Yeah, I saw
11,
that.
you saw
Yeah.
page 11, delete that, where it said, they delete the one sentence on page 11 and replace on page 29, delete the highlight, accordingly, civil service rules regarding employment, discharge, or affidavit. So I'd like to make a motion that we make
second
these edits, and I'll get it
All in
together.
favor?
Aye.
Okay, done.
Second, just FYI, just for you people, just for everybody to understand, we're trying to keep the part-time employees at equal to or less than 20 hours. Why? Right now, our library aides are what you call non-competitive. That means they don't have to take a civil service test, and we can hire anybody to replace them that we wish. If they work over, library aides, assistant librarian, and a couple other positions, if they work over 20 hours routinely, that's the key word, routinely, they now become competitive, which means that they do have to take the civil service test, and that we do have to go through civil service to hire them, to hire their replacements should they leave library members. So it just to let you know that Alina and the committee believe that it's the library's best interest, the town is does the same thing.
Keep it simple, right?
Keep it simple, at equal to or less than 20 hours, okay? Last thing, at our meeting, Mary brought this up, and Alina and I jumped on it. and I'm just gonna throw it out here. Alina is getting swamped with requests for information, with meetings, with all kinds of things. And regarding our policy of visitation in the workplace, we're all obviously welcome to go anywhere we want in the library. But what we'd like to recommend is just a recommendation, that should you have something to discuss with Alina, that you just give her a call and make an appointment. Kind of limit the pop-ins, you know what I mean? And so-
Okay, fair enough.
And secondly, and secondly, the request for information. For example, and I'm not pointing at you, Eddie, you know, but sending Elena something regarding the chairman of the finance committee, the treasurer, instead of that, just get it through the chairman, so that the chairman can maybe, without going to Elena, get you the information, kind of streamline the process and kind of take the owner off of Elena's shoulders.
I agree with that 100%. I just think that there are certain things that Elaine needs to be involved in so that we can get her input.
Well, maybe as a courtesy copy of it, because she is the director of it.
Oh, sure.
Sure, absolutely.
No, I understand
No,
what
I
you're saying.
understand, you're trying to keep her from being the monkey in the middle here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, and so she go about the business of running the library, you know?
Did we not a few months ago have discussion, open discussion about the board president, anything to do with staff goes through the board president? Am I
No.
in minutes or something?
No, the board president was just going to be the official spokesman when it looked to the
Right.
outside world.
Okay, I'll look at my minutes.
Right. I mean, you don't want to swamp him either. I mean, for example, I told Elena, when you see me, I'm gonna be talking to you about building and grounds and personnel.
Right.
You know, and if I need to talk to you, I'm gonna call you up and set a meeting. Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, and it's just from the committee, and just a
You're right.
recommendation.
You're right.
I've been a pop-in myself, and
Yeah.
I've usually been
Well, it's very
on a
convenient.
short line.
Yeah,
For
right.
so many people.
Yeah,
No, everybody's fine. Some ways I just,
And she's very polite. She also-
Elena, if you don't mind, just say, get out of here, I don't have time.
I told her that. I told her, especially when it came to you, I said just, me?
How
And
dare you?
I told her too, she can say, I've got 10 minutes, you know, so you make it short and sweet.
Appointments are.
you're welcome.
Yeah, appointments are nicer.
So sometimes I have meetings in
She
communities.
always
Actually,
asks
the
me
other
for more
problem, I
money,
try
so
to
why
save
no,
the
don't go in the library, you know, because she's gonna
Thank
ask me for, where's
Okay.
that other money?
That's it for the personnel committee, yeah.
Kevin, there's nothing going on with
No,
institutional
there's nothing
management, is
going
there?
on with me, no.
And litigation, nothing's happening, at least that I know of.
Jay, if I may ask you, I'd like to present, I've asked, and you're aware, because and the board should be aware of this, that I've asked for documents, and through my attorney individually, and I would like the board to vote one way or the other if they're going to deny me for the requested records.
Here's what, we haven't discussed this. Regarding this litigation, I'm not part of it. I don't think Heather is either. I mean, anybody, or I don't think Jake is.
I'm not either.
So Janet's not. Janet's not. So anybody that's new to, see, we're not, okay, we're not. And I am tired of seeing it on the agenda. I'm tired of it. So I'd like to make a motion. And I'm telling you that if in 5 minutes, I believe that all of this will go away after we have a little discussion after I make this motion. I make a motion that we allow Mr. Weiner, as a trustee who is absolutely within his rights as a trustee, to see any document that the library possesses, to allow Mr. Weiner, under his own energy, his own time, with absolutely no help other than cooperation, to dig and find whatever he wants to look at.
That's already been made.
That's
I've
been
got-
offered and not
Well,
accepted.
I just want to, I make that motion, do I hear a second?
I second.
No.
Okay. Now,
Discussion.
Yeah,
Discussion, I was under the illusion that an intent to sue expired if not acted upon within a certain
We're
timeframe.
talking about two different things.
Yeah, we're-
no, we're talking about two different things.
Okay.
I'm trying to make all that go away.
So, okay, so let me get this straight.
Yep.
Mr. Waiter, if he wants a document, he's gonna be told, go in that box by staff. Is
Yep.
that an accurate statement?
Absolutely.
Did you just ask Elena, just so we get all this on the table? For 2011, did I hear today, and 2010,
The 1099s.
1099s? Did you ask her to get those for you?
I asked for a spreadsheet or the output report, yes.
I have seen.
I just want clarity.
That's
I
something-
agree
that's
with your
something
motion, I agree with your motion 100%. As long as we are not taxing library personnel for that document, because I will tell you that an immense amount of time and money was spent to get Mr. Waiter information in the past, and the box is still sitting in the library, unless you picked it up recently.
No.
The box is still sitting in the library. So all I'm saying is, if your motion is 100% Mr. Waiter, he has the right, go at it. His responsibility, and we are not taxing staff for that. He's fair to get that, absolutely.
And all we need to do as trustees or as staff is to cooperate with them and point them in the right direction.
Well, we got
That's
that
fair.
from his lawyer.
I don't know exactly what
His lawyer
Mr.
requested documents.
Right.
not
I'm saying-
On
his
my
lawyer.
behalf,
And he
John.
was sent, and the lawyer was sent a letter saying, to set the amount, we would have to see how much it's gonna cost.
No, that's different, John. You're talking apples and oranges.
All different stuff.
Oh, there's
No
one
matter
that was
what's,
not picked
no matter
up,
what's
but
been
that
said,
was cost
no matter what's been said in the past, no matter who's written
No,
attorney's letters.
listen, the library has spent in excess of $1,300 copying requests from Mr. Whiter for information that he was entitled to.
I think what Ed's
And he
Ed's
would
trying
not
to draw
pick
a
it
line
up
in the sand.
because the library staff spent an inordinate amount of
You know
money
what,
getting.
Mary, that's old news. The resolution here today is that he's
this point-
responsible
Let's,
for the time and effort to do
just
it.
draw a line in the sand and stop looking backwards.
Right,
I agree.
I agree with the resolution.
Now, I was going to say that I understand that Ed has the right, as a citizen, not even as a trustee, as a citizen, to get any of the documents he
Well,
wants.
not to wrestle around in
No,
the
it's a
bag
little
though.
different.
I have,
Jane, a little
okay,
different.
but I don't have any beef with that right. My problem has always been that I didn't want it to cost the library. You know, and under Ed's idea, that seems to solve both problems. But we need to get some kind of clarity from Ed.
Well,
As long as, if the
We
intent
make the
is,
motion.
if the intent is behind that they point me in a direction, if I ask, like Rich said as an example, I'm just using an example, the 1099s or whatever it is, okay, point me in the direction, I'm perfectly capable of doing the output report, not a problem. If it's a document, if i.e. a record, if it's in box A or box B, that's my responsibility to look through. If I choose not to, that's it. But as a trustee, I have every right.
And you do, but you'll need a little cooperation from people
Oh,
who know
I
where the stuff
agree.
is.
Yeah, I don't want
You know what I mean?
stonewall
I'm not
sitting
asking, you know, so, and I agree with you guys. Listen, I've seen the list of documents that Ed wants to see.
And I've seen those documents, the
It
list,
would fill this room, I think. And
and
so,
demands of certain people to get him those
yeah, I
documents.
understand.
But that's old news.
That's all news, that's right. And so, with that said, I mean, if he's willing to do that, and all Elena and staff have
Public
to do is
information,
just say,
it should
hey,
have
yeah, that
people
should
to
be
get.
in this file,
Absolutely.
that should be
Over
over there.
there, go get it.
Wasn't the,
That authority's always been.
I think on the other hand, it would be good to
Yes,
call
yes or no,
Elena
it'll
and
be
make
there now.
sure
It'll be there now.
you'll have access to
Wait a
those
minute.
Well, that's
documents
what
at
I'm
the
saying.
time
That's
you
what
I'm
want
saying,
them.
yeah.
The word slander was used repeatedly.
By whom?
Oh, you're
No,
right.
did you write me an anonymous letter?
You're right.
Did you write me an
Yes, it
anonymous
was
letter?
not slander, but it wasn't just me.
It was more than
It
slander.
wasn't just me, the
Okay,
the
we're
board.
talking about.
That's old news, I'm not
resolution.
bringing it up.
Are we talking about the
Okay.
resolution?
I
Yeah.
think so, let's,
Let's get back to that.
you know,
I'd like to.
Are we gonna
Are
fight the,
No, I'm just wondering.
I mean, are we gonna fight the old animals?
No, not fighting old battles, that's not why I mentioned it. But
Okay.
but that is a component besides foiling.
If you're saying my lawyer slandered you, Jim, I'd be
No,
careful.
I'm not saying he did. I'm saying the document I have, and Linda Romano also, and even the whole board, I believe.
It was slander. It was slander in the eyes of the law.
And I don't know anything
we
about
not
that.
talking about this resolution right now?
Yes.
Yes.
So
I mean,
let's
Would
focus
you
on
like
it.
to make a motion?
I did.
I did.
Oh,
I made it
would-
and.
Or I seconded it.
Somebody,
Let's write it out.
Third it.
Yeah, say it again.
A resolution.
So any copies he's gotta pay for it too, right?
No, not as a board member, sorry
can make a
guys.
copy.
I can make a copy.
But
I'm a
not
board-
thousands of copies.
It's,
Or
are we
hundreds of
deviating now
copies.
from the intent?
Yes.
All right, wait a
Yes.
minute.
I'm
Let me
getting
get this
sick and
straight.
tired of this.
He's asking for thousands of copies because he doesn't know what he's looking for, or what
It's a
where he's
fishing
gonna find.
No.
But, no, I don't wanna go there. However, after he goes through the 1,000 copies that he asked for, then maybe he only a dozen, then he finds that he needs.
That's correct. Right.
So, let's
How much
think about this carefully.
No, I got copies I'm not using, the toner and everything.
There's a motion and a second on
And
the
a second,
floor.
do you wanna have a vote, voting on this, or?
Well, I think we're still having a discussion, we've got some hard looks here and there.
Well, just to clarify the resolution for John, the resolution is regarding all FOIL requests by Ed.
By any-
By
that-
any trustee.
Any trustee,
Any trustee.
any trustee, not just me, any trustee.
That's what I said.
Yeah. No, no, that's what I said.
That they be allowed to use their own time and energy to find said documents with the full,
Search the library records.
with full cooperation from library staff and trustees.
I think that's a little,
What do you mean by
I
full?
I know
don't
what you- I know
I
what
know
you
what
mean.
you mean, but that's not.
For example, full
correct.
cooperation.
I'm trying to pin it down.
Okay, I'm just, Jim, full cooperation would be.
How about direction?
Well, I mean, he asked me, Ed, where are the 1099s?
Yeah.
Okay,
Direction.
well, they're over there. No, it's not full cooperation. I mean,
Right.
hey,
They're-
you know what I mean? I'm just,
But we gotta understand, we have a new executive director where she doesn't know where some of this stuff
Sure.
is, right?
sure,
So-
and she may not know that.
So that she can tell him, I'm not exactly sure, but you can
Right.
try here.
Try
What
Yeah.
I have been told, it's, I even spoke with your, как это pronounce it?
Earl.
Earl. What I have been told, the whole official record of past finance, I don't have it in the library, I look it through. I have been told the wall and this boxes in the school,
Point
in
school,
old
at the
school,
point school.
and they messed up.
We're
And
moving
we
them, I
need,
think.
I hope
we
so.
need a time to scan and move. We just need to organize
We're
this, you
getting all
know,
that-
because now it's a mess, it's
We're getting all that stuff.
I-
taking months to go over.
And
this.
that's
Why
another
I-
reason too, part of my review will determine, and I'll bring back to the board officers as to, in my opinion, whether or not the documents are there, or if they're not, why, or have they been destroyed? That's an obligation as a trustee, I hope, to the officers and the board.
But that's your job too, if a individual trustee wants to go over to the Point School, and there are financials there that go back to a time when we need to have them, I don't think they should go alone. That's the library staff's responsibility to ensure the physical safety of those records.
Well, we all
Well,
take those, Mary.
Yeah.
We all take those, you know, and, you know, I don't know.
I'm sorry, there's just
No, Mary,
sometimes.
I know.
let's
So
be
you're
I-
with
I don't-
cooperation? Is that
This,
what you
we've
said?
had board members take records
not
home at their
assistance,
personal
cooperation.
residence. You even told me yourself you've had records home, in your capacity as a board president. Those records should have never gone to your house.
I don't think they were records.
Yes, they were. In the eyes of the law, they were records. You cannot have them at your house. I'm just saying, so,
So,
Yes,
can you
please.
vote on this resolution?
That's what I just did, I called the question.
I think we go away, Jim.
Okay,
I think we all go away.
all in favor?
Of your
We're
resolution.
still not
Yeah,
sure
yes.
what the resolution says.
repeat it, John.
Okay, regarding all FOIL requests by
Please.
any trustee, the location of documents desired be identified and may be returned in the condition they
And we'll be
Come up with
available.
that.
Yeah, where'd you come up with
Why
that?
don't you come up with that, John? Because I don't remember hearing Eddie say that.
I didn't.
Do you want me to repeat? Here's what it should
Can
be.
you do it in writing?
Go ahead.
No, but if you take records
They're all
out,
notes.
they should go back the way they were.
That's not what he wrote, Mary.
Well, then let's change the policy.
Eddie said it, Eddie,
Regarding all FOIL requests by
Eddie.
trustee, by any trustee,
Yes.
they are welcome to expend their time and energy searching for such records with the cooperation, not assistance, with the cooperation of library staff.
There it is.
Okay.
The reason, Ed, not to prolong this particular struggle in article, who's right, who's wrong, my only concern was in the past,
Yeah.
and ignore the past, I believe library staff was empowered to do all this for you.
That's true.
we can read
That's absolutely true.
But that's why we're changing this.
But we're changing it now.
And we are changing that, okay. Well, I wasn't quite sure you had it done.
I don't know, I think it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
Call the question,
And
then.
I
I
have,
did once, nobody listened to me. I called the question.
And you're good with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know, I called the question, which means there's no more discussion, we vote.
Okay.
So what you're saying, so what you're
I do think the records should
saying,
be returned to wherever they were housed originally before they were searched.
No,
in
he's
the
not,
same
he
condition.
shouldn't even have to take them out.
You shouldn't have
You
to
can't take
say
them
that.
No, he can't take them, he's gotta make a
Can't take them
copy.
out.
He can't take them out of where they're from.
yeah, we'll take them.
He's gotta put them right
You
back.
have
where
to
they're-
take
No,
them out
they're-
to make a copy,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
staple them and put it back.
Oh,
Of course, it's not. So
So
why are you saying, just for clarity, that this line item is now gonna come up our agenda? Because what you've just done
Yep.
is part of the lawsuit.
That's gonna be up to him, because after
Right.
this board makes this resolution,
Yeah.
if he's still got a problem with the FOIL request, as far as I'm concerned, that's his problem. You know what I'm saying? Because,
But the lawsuit was more than the FOIL request, understand that.
oh, okay, so I don't know that.
Oh, it wasn't.
Well, absolutely.
We wanted it electronically.
we don't wanna mix those two things.
Right, and the
Okay.
lawsuit was more than the FOIL. You
Okay,
gotta
I'm sorry.
understand that. So,
this is for the records.
But-
My right as a trustee, if it's the board intent to deny me that right,
so is this still an active lawsuit?
it's not even in litigation. This is what the board doesn't understand. It's not even in, litigation is actually if I were to commence a lawsuit.
I know that.
Yeah, well, you know that, but some, because I've already been asked.
So what's the status? Can you give me the
I
status of
think
this
it's
situation?
expired.
It's in a holding, no, it hasn't. Oh, no, it
Okay.
hasn't, Mary.
As long as we're on this topic,
Believe me, it hasn't.
what is the status? I think we deserve,
It's still an active situation. This is, like Jay said, this is just a facet of my request. My attorney wrote Jay a letter requesting the status of my request for records. It had nothing to do with the notice of claim that was separate and distinct because it had to do with a former employee that opened up a letter, alleged to have opened up a letter, that was a violation of federal law.
Okay, so let's separate these two and go back to the original, let's solve our FOIL problem, our FOIL issue first.
Okay.
It's done as far as I'm
we
concerned.
didn't vote.
We haven't taken a vote yet.
Oh,
We haven't voted.
Okay, who, and back to the first and second.
I
Ed
seconded.
made the motion, I
Ed seconded.
seconded it.
Let's.
Janet called the question, and now we're ready for.
I made the motion, Les second.
Janet called the question and nobody paid any.
Nobody paid any attention, but that's.
Hey,
You gotta speak louder. You gotta speak
They all
louder.
heard me.
Okay, and she called the vote
Okay, all in favor?
Ed's motion.
of the motion. I'll just read this.
I have to abstain, you know why. I mean, I vote for it, but you know I've got to abstain, because I'm a party.
Right.
And that's only reasonable.
So what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks good to me.
And you know the reason why I have to abstain?
Well, you can tell me.
Yeah, because I,
Right.
It's his lawsuit.
yeah,
Right.
and it would be a conflict of interest, so.
Oh, son of a gun, we were gonna catch you.
There was none, because Kevin over here quietly voted.
Now,
Okay, so we got
Thank
three
you, board
conditions,
members.
so let's see, so I got, who did, okay, out of the.
well,
Heather's not here.
Heather's not here. Okay.
And Ed abstained.
She said.
Ed abstained and,
8 yes, 8 ayes.
oh, did
One
Kevin?
Ed.
Yeah, so one
1, 2,
abstain.
3, 4,
Everybody
5,
else.
6,
Yes.
7, 8, it's 9.
No. He voted yes.
He voted, right?
I still only got 10.
Okay, you think that'll work for
Harry
you?
wasn't here,
Think that works for
Heather
you? Ed?
wasn't here, Ed abstained,
and
that's
everybody
10.
else
I don't
was a
think any
yes.
of us ever had a,
Okay,
9, well, it's
nine,
9.
it's just, we didn't want to
That's
pay
11.
a lot of money and time.
Okay.
Okay, then it is passed.
that's 10.
No.
We have one
It's
missing here,
really-
John.
it's-
She
it's
left
11.
out said.
8, 9, 10.
Rich,
Yeah.
do you have Rich?
Yes,
Heather went home
sick.
sick.
Right, there's 11 altogether.
Yeah,
Well,
1, 2,
how-
3,
He
4.
can't vote.
6,
Okay.
7.
Oh,
John, are you counting yourself?
No.
Yeah.
The three members, I had,
That was
It's
the
getting late.
that's how
It's
we
late,
break it
guys.
down.
It's getting late. We're getting tired.
Okay, shall we,
I'm just gonna sit out there.
there was some discussion about an email newsletter I was gonna bring up, but we can leave that till next time if you want.
That's, I move to close.
New business, one new business.
One new business.
Well, yeah, new business.
That's
yeah.
what-
Ed and I are, because last year I was unable to do the golf tournament for personal and professional reasons. Ed and I are committed to chair the first Hartford Public Library
First
golf
annual.
tournament. Yes. And we're gonna have a meeting in the next couple of weeks, and I am looking for a committee of 4. We both have a lot of experience with these things, so I don't think it's gonna be a huge amount of work. It's more task than anything. So I'm just looking for any volunteers that would like to join our committee,
I can help.
okay? So we got Ed Wader and Elaine,
Good,
I can help.
and Maribel.
great.
Perfect.
And John, you're gonna set the tea time?
I know.
You know, I think, like Rich says, you know, these golf tournaments, if done correctly, can really bring in a lot of money for them.
Yes.
I saw that estimate, and
Yeah.
I was impressed with that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different ways to.
Well,
to get
creative
people
ways
chipping
to
in.
make money, and I've done it. And Ed's done it as well.
What do you say we make a motion to adjourn?
I move.
Move, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And if anyone.
All opposed? All opposed?
Jim, and here is my contribution.
You should.
You wanna make sure you pay,
No.
No.
You're a guest,
not you.
Maybe go hang it.
so thank you for.
I was paying about
Trustee
$15
after you
short,
retire.
so, then it's have a great time.
There you go.
Okay.
Yep.
You don't have to do that.